Today we will learn about cell structure and cell function. So introduction. Cell, it is a single unit from which all living organism starts. Cells are arranged in a defined way to form the body of an organism. The cells are building blocks of life. Cells assemble to form an organ, and an organ, various organs come together to form an organ system, and different organ systems work together to form an organism's body. The cell expresses the characteristics of entire organism. So cell, it is a basic membrane bound unit that is found in all organisms. The lowest level of organization at which life exists, it is in the cell. So a single cell is often a complete organism itself which performs all the vital functions such as respiration, nutrition, metabolism, transportation, excretion, and reproduction. A cell is considered as a structural and function unit of life. Smaller organisms like bacteria, they are of single cell, while human beings, they are made up of millions of cells. Cells, they were not discovered until the microscopes were invented. Cells were too small to be seen by the naked eyes. In 1838, a German botanist, Matthias Schedden, he stated for the first time that cells are the building blocks of all plants. Theodor Schwann suggested that cells are the fundamental units of plants also, animals also. In 1855, a German doctor, Rudolf Virchow, stated that every cell comes from the another cell. Living organisms show large number of number of cells. Like bacteria, they are made up of single cell, while plants and animals, they are made up of millions or trillions of cells. Again, cells are different. Cells have different shapes. White blood cells, they are irregular in shape and function to protect us from foreign invaders like bacteria and viruses. Red blood cells, they are round and concave, and because of which they can easily pass through the blood capillaries. Smooth muscle cells, they are found to be long and pointed at both the ends, and they show spindle shape. Nerve cells are elongated and show branching that help in the passage of chemicals and electrical messages throughout the body. So just like pollen grains, they have spikes on their outer side so that they can get easily stuck up to the pollinator, to the and body of insects and animals. Again, cells are having different sizes, like bacterial cells can be from 0.1 to 0.5 micron, and ostrich egg cell, it is having 17 centimeter to 13 centimeter size. Cell structure. So basically, cell, it is made up of cell membrane, protoplasm, chromosomes, ribosomes, other organelles. Then what is protoplasm? So it is composed of cell membrane and a protoplasm. The living part of a cell, it consists of cytoplasm, nucleus, and cell organelles, and it is called as a protoplasm. Interior of the cells, there are various other compartments, and they are called as cell organelles. Now, what is cell membrane? A cell or a plasma membrane, it is it decides the boundary of the cell from other cell. It separates the cell from other cell. It again, it gives a definite shape to the cell. It is made up of lipids and proteins, and it is porous in nature, so that the other molecules can pass from this one cell to other cell, or from this cell to the other outer surrounding of the cell. Then cell wall. Plants and prokaryotic cells, they are having this cell wall structure. Why? So because these plants, they have to adjust with the various atmospheric changes, and for various it also because of the porosity in nature, it allows various passages of chemicals from inside and outside of the cell. Then cytoplasm, it is the semi-fluid substance present in the cell membrane. Various chemical reaction takes place in this cytoplasm. Nucleus, it is when a cell is observed under microscope, a spherical structure is visible in the cell. It is called as a nucleus. It is the most prominent feature of a eukaryotic cell, and except mature red blood cells in humans. So a nucleus to a cell is what a brain to our body. So it controls all the activities of the cell. It generally is spherical in shape, but it may be oval or disc shape also, depending on the type which it is a cell it is. The nucleus is surrounded by double-layered membrane known as nuclear membrane, which separates the nucleus from cytoplasm. Just like the membrane of the cell, the nuclear membrane allows selective movement of substances in and out of the nucleus. So when observed under a high magnifying microscope, nucleus shows small spherical body called nucleons. And this nucleus shows presence of thread-like network of chromatin. During cell division, the chromatin forms rod-like structures called chromosomes. So chromosomes consist of DNA, and DNA, it is having the hereditary information, and it is in the form of genes. So these genes carry instructions for cell growth, cell development, then reproduction. A particular gene, it is responsible for particular character or trait of an individual. So these characters are passed from parents to the offsprings, and this happens because of the genes present on this chromosome. Now mitochondria. Mitochondria, these are the small double membrane organelle. They are found in both plants and animal cells. They are responsible for the synthesis of ATPs, that are adenosine triphosphate. It is the main energy rich molecule. It is used by the cell, and for this reason the mitochondria are also called as powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria use oxygen for generating ATP through cellular respiration, and mitochondria are found in eukaryotic cells. A cell may contain one or more mitochondria. The number of mitochondria present in a cell depends on how much energy the cell produces. Now ribosomes. So ribosomes, they are small round particles present in large numbers in all living cells. They are made up of ribosomal RNA and ribosomal proteins. Their main function is to serve the site for protein synthesis. They occur both as free particles and as particles attached to the membranes of the endoplasmic reticulum. So now what is endoplasmic reticulum? So endoplasmic reticulum, it is a network of continuous membrane bound tubes that connects the cell membrane with the nuclear membrane. It helps to transport substances in and out of the cell. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum, namely smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. So rough endoplasmic reticulum, it is having ribosomes attached to it. Now Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies, they are found located near the nucleus. They modify the proteins made by ribosomes and help in their transportation to various organelles and to the plasma membrane. Now plastids. Plastids are membrane-bound organelles again, and they are found in only plant cells like chloroplast, plastids. Some of them contain green-colored pigment that is called chlorophyll, and these green-colored plastids, they are called as chloroplasts. So chloroplasts are the sites where photosynthesis takes place in plants. Some plastids are known to store products such as starch, while others help in synthesis of many types of molecules that are needed as cellular building blocks. Now vacuoles. Vacuoles have membrane-bound organelles. Again, they are found in both animals and plant cells. They help in storing various substances such as food, enzymes, waste products for a short period of time. Vacuoles of animal cells are much smaller in comparison to those present in animal cells, like an onion cell. Plants may show the presence of single large vacuole called centralized vacuole. Centralized vacuole of a plant cell performs various functions, where its main function is to storage and to maintain the structure of the cell. So vacuoles occupy approximately 30% to 90% of the total cell volume. Now centrioles and centriosomes. Centrioles and centrosomes, they are present only in animal cells. They play a vital role in division of the cell. Lysosomes are membrane-bound organelles. They are found in eukaryotic cells, which contain certain enzymes that help in digestion of foreign bodies and worn out cell parts. So they are also called as suicidal bags because they will digest all the not required material. Now eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell. So this is the difference. Now eukaryotic cells are cells that contain a well organized nucleus and other cell organelles enclosed in a membrane, and the protoplasm of the eukaryotic cell is divided into two parts, cytoplasm and a nucleus. The cytoplasm contains various organelles such as mitochondria, Golgi bodies, ribosomes, and each of these organelles play a specific role and hence accounts for the distribution of uh, distribution of the laboratories of the cells. All plants and animals and fungi, most algae are made up of eukaryotic cells. Now, prokaryotic cell, like eukaryotic cell, the prokaryotic cells also show presence of chromosomes, ribosomes, cell membrane, and protoplasm. However, the nucleus in the prokaryotic cells is not well organized. It lacks the nuclear membrane. Thus, the cells having nuclear material without nuclear membrane, they are called prokaryotic cells. Now, prokaryotic cells also lack other organelles like mitochondria or Golgi bodies. Organisms with these types of cells are called as prokaryotes. Bacteria and some blue-green algae, they are examples of prokaryotes. Some of the prokaryotes show presence of cell wall. The cell wall provides extra protection and allows them to survive in harsh environments. Most of the prokaryotes show thread-like structures protruding from the cell membrane. They are called as flagellum, and flagella help in the locomotion of the organism. Now, plant cell versus animal cells. So, both the plants and animal cells are eukaryotic and hence they show presence of well-developed membrane-bound nucleus and other organelles such as mitochondria, Golgi bodies, vacuoles, ribosomes, etc. Both these cells show presence of cell membrane around cell. In spite of lot of similarities, plant cells differ in various aspects from animal cells. Plant cells make their own food that do not show locomotion. The plant cells show certain modifications to suit these characteristics. Following these are the differences in plant and animal cells. Plant cell, it is usually larger in size, while animal cell, it is comparatively smaller in size. Plant cells contain rigid cell wall in addition to cell membrane, and animal cells lack cell wall. They only have a presence of plasma membrane. Plant cells show presence of plastids and chloroplast, while animal cells do not show plastids. Most of the mature plant cells show presence of single large vacuoles, and animal cells often show presence of many small vacuoles. Vacuoles may be absent in animal cells. Centrioles and centrosomes are present in plant cells, and centrioles and centrosomes are present in animal cell. So this is the difference between plant and animal cell. So thank you.